Two American brothers, Adnaan and Tor Stumo, returned home to the United States after days in Israeli detention, and their story has sparked outrage across the world. Both were part of the Global Sumud Gaza Flotilla, a humanitarian mission that set sail to deliver aid to Palestinians trapped under blockade. As their civilian vessels neared Gaza, Israeli forces intercepted them in international waters, an act the brothers now call piracy and a war crime. Adnaan, who captained one of the boats, said the assault began with bombings in Tunisia, followed by high-pressure water cannons as they approached Gaza. 2 passengers were injured, cameras were destroyed, and communications were cut. The crew resisted peacefully for over an hour before being captured. The brothers described being transported in metal prison buses with 21 people packed into tiny, airless cells. For 5 days, they endured unbearable heat, a lack of clean water, and no medical care. They said they don't provide doctors for animals, Adnaan recalled. Upon release, the brothers criticized the United States Consulate for failing to act during their detention. Tor Stumo called Israel's attack an act of piracy and a war crime, emphasizing their strict commitment to nonviolence throughout the mission.
We, of course, given that it was an illegal attack and given that we were committed to breaking the siege on Gaza, we resisted for over an hour, getting sprayed. They sprayed the water cannon all over the boat, breaking many things on the boats, including our internet and our cameras, and destroying many of the structures on deck. At the point where I realized that my participants were getting very injured, I was forced to put the engine into neutral and shut it off. At which point we were boarded by, I believe, six Israeli Special Forces operatives. They pointed rifles at our heads and ordered us to go below. They strip searched us, and they locked us below decks while they brought us into the port. So detention, we were locked up at the port and processed first, and then we were put onto these prison buses. I have to say, one of the most difficult times, we had 21 guys in a small cell on the prison bus with no ventilation and no air conditioning, nothing of any kind. So we were completely sealed in. When you get 20 guys in there for hours, you use up all the oxygen. High security prison. They locked us all up so we could barely move in a small cell, all of the guys together. And then we spent 5 days in overcrowded conditions without access to any medication.
When the Israelis committed their act of piracy and their war crime, we were very, very prepared. We were very, very disciplined because we know the Israelis want every excuse that they can to paint us as terrorists. They want every excuse that they can get to hurt us. So we were very disciplined in our preparation for the raid and our commitment to nonviolence. Because we are civilians, we're on a humanitarian mission, and that was our focus. We view this mission as a success, but a precursor to further missions.
Hey everyone, as you all know, this flotilla was by far the largest attempt to break the siege and establish a humanitarian corridor into Gaza. We had 43 boats in the Sumud flotilla that arrived, more than all of the previous flotillas combined. We put extreme pressure on the occupation government. They had to go to extraordinary lengths to go try to stop us all. It took them more than 10 hours. As you all know, it is an act of piracy under maritime law to intercept civilian vessels in international waters. It is also a war crime and a breach of the Geneva Conventions to block a civilian humanitarian aid convoy under international humanitarian law.
And my sons Tor and Adnaan Stumo were on the flotilla. They were on different boats. The biggest crime that Israel did in this experience with the flotilla was denying humanitarian aid, food and medical supplies to desperate, starving people. Shame! That's a war crime. That's why this is an illegal blockade.